Hey, this is Justin from BreakIntoCRE.com, and in today's video, we're going to talk about above the line versus below the line expenses in real estate and which expenses belong where. So if you're taking a look at real estate cash flow statements or you're building out a real estate financial model on your own and want to make sure that your expenses are going in the right place, make sure to stick around for this video. Now, if you're new here, on this channel, we talk about real estate investing careers and real estate financial analysis. So if you're looking to break into the industry or advance your real estate investing career, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. So this is by far one of the most commonly asked questions that I get as far as where expenses go in a real estate cash flow statement. And this is really important because this is going to affect the net operating income of your property, which ultimately, at the end of the day, really affects the valuation of your deal. So in this video, we're going to break down what above the line expenses are, what below the line expenses are, and which expenses belong in each. So let's start by defining what above the line and below the line expenses are. Well, in real estate, above the line expenses are going to be the ordinary operating expenses of the property that are going to be expensed for accounting purposes. Now, because these are ordinary operating expenses, these are going to flow into your net operating income, which ultimately, if you're using a cap rate approach to valuation, is going to affect the overall value of your deal. Now, above the line operating expenses are really ordinary, oftentimes recurring operating expenses that are necessary for the operation of the property. So this is going to include things like paying your property taxes, insurance, repairs and maintenance, any sort of payroll that you may have on the property, administrative costs, utilities, and other common costs that are going to be required to operate that property. So those are all going to go in your above the line operating expenses on the deal. So now that you have your net operating income, the next thing that you're going to add is your below the line expenses. And the reason they're called this is because they're actually put below that net operating income line in that cash flow statement. So below the line expenses are going to be non-ordinary operating costs. These are going to be costs that are capitalized from an accounting standpoint. So some examples of below the line expenses include tenant improvement allowances, leasing commissions, any sort of capital or renovation costs that you might have at the property, anything that's used to improve the property and is usually a one-time or one-off expense that is not an ordinary operating expense at the property. Again, the big distinction here is that these costs are going to be capitalized from an accounting perspective and not expensed from an accounting perspective. Now, along with this question, one of the most frequently asked questions that I see is where do capital expense reserves fit? Are they above the line expenses or below the line expenses? Now, my answer to this is really it depends on your own internal accounting system, but what I can tell you is that in almost every commercial real estate investment offering memorandum that I've seen for office, retail, and industrial properties, capital expense reserves are below the line expenses and considered capital costs. That said, for almost every multifamily offering memorandum that I've taken a look at, those capital expense reserves are considered operating expenses and are included in that net operating income number. So as a general rule of thumb, you'll usually see CapEx reserves being included in the NOI number as above the line expenses in multifamily deals and as below the line expenses in commercial deals for retail, office, and industrial. But again, at the end of the day, what really matters is how your internal accounting system actually accounts for these, and that should guide the way that you're going to model your CapEx reserves. So there you have it. Those are above the line versus below the line expenses. If you want to go into more detail on how the real estate cash flow statement actually works and how to actually build a model using this, make sure to check out the Real Estate Financial Modeling Bootcamp. That's really going to give you the backbone of a real estate finance and financial modeling education. So if you're looking to land your first job in commercial real estate or you're looking to brush up on your real estate finance skills, I'd highly recommend that course. And if you want to go deeper into how to actually analyze a real estate deal across multifamily, retail, office, and industrial product types, definitely check out Break Into CRE Academy. That's going to include all Break Into CRE courses, all models, and some additional one-on-one support. So that's it. I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, make sure to let me know by hitting that like button. That's how I'm coming up with new content, making sure that what I'm creating is relevant to you as the viewer. Make sure to share this with anyone else who might find this helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.